Alrighty. Hey, what a flippity flop though! This is Stranger or Big Boss, and we're here with the Faultarian Journal number 17, the 7th. Today we will be talking about, of course, the 7th hero, of course, the spooktacular fest that is Fault, and of course, the new update today. And if there is going to be a third announcement or not, we are waiting. Will there be? Who knows? Stay tuned. We'll find out. As usual, I'm here joined by EssayRead and GottaGetSwole. Please introduce yourself.
Hey there, guys. This is EssayRead, best crunch main you'll ever see. Glad to be here.
Yeah, it's me once again.
What's up, guys? We're back. Last week it was a bit shorter because life has gotten ahead of us. We are back. We are gonna make this, keep this going, keep it strong. We're kind of getting back into the routine of things. And yeah, so let's just jump right in there. So I got Russ the gamer up today for everyone. I thought it'd be cool. Big shout out to him. I think he's a super fantastic guy. He's got his Bob Russ going on at the moment. Yeah. So basically, first thing I want to talk about is the 7th hero. Listen. There's a theory going around. I brought it up on the journal that I thought the 7th hero was going to be Richter.
No.
I'm wrong, okay? I'm wrong. Like, well, what else do you want me to say? I'm wrong. I was hoping for Richter. And in my heart of hearts, it's still Richter, but it's Kallari. I don't think I've ever played Kallari in Paragon because she never interested me personally. Steve Chandler, what about you? Were you guys interested in Kallari back in Paragon at all?
I mostly like the idea of her. You know what I mean? Like, I liked the role of like the stealth, like burst attacker. Me myself, like I always liked the concept of prolonging fights a bit more and not so focused on securing a kill and then getting out.
Greg, does Steve seem quiet to you as well, or is it just quiet to me?
Oh no, he's a bit quiet.
Hence, like why I enjoyed characters like Seraph and Crunch so much, right? But I know that probably a lot of people are really, really excited to have her back in the game. She is a pretty iconic character, so I think it's a pretty safe pick.
Yeah,
I'm sure
the
conversation becomes like, is she what the game needs right now? You know what I mean?
That's a different conversation. Chandler, how do I word this? What is so? Someone explain it to me. Like, what is the what are the topics? 14. Today we got the 7th, of course, the 7th hero. We got the Spooky Fest, and of course the update. And if there is going to be the third announcement today or not, and what that might be hypothetically, we are waiting, seeing if there might be. Yeah, so that's what we have. So we're talking about the 7th hero at the moment for everyone that just tuned in. So obviously the 7th hero has been revealed. It is Kallari. So how do I word this? I've never seen why people like Kallari. I'm really surprised that she's such an iconic character. I only ever played really Monolith in Paragon, and I just didn't think she was good.
Do you think her design is cool?
I mean, what's she do? Go invisible, jump really high? What else does she do? She has a throwing knife. Those are always fun. Yeah. Especially when you can throw them across the map in like Call of Duty. Hopefully hit someone.
Also thinking like the appearance of the character and like
the aesthetics.
The sounds that she makes when she attacks, when she uses her skills. Just the general vibe of the character. Like I've always thought it's like a cool cybernetic assassin type thing that like it was never clear to me if Kallari was a robot or not. Which I kind of like that androgyny of the character. Like skill wise, I mean, I've never really been that interested. Mostly because she had like I was never really good at hitting the skill shot because I was played with controller, right? So
yeah. Yeah, but I'm just you know what? Either way, people love her. I guess when you say it like that, I can. And then I see 14 saying stealth. Like there really wasn't that many stealth characters. I would say in Paragon, the best stealth character was just if you got the purple buff. To be honest, not really any character. Just if you got that river buff, you
Wraith
know.
was kind of stealthy. I would classify him as a bit of a pseudo stealth
Yeah.
character.
Wraith,
Like the ability to
interesting,
shoot through the wall, the ability to
and place wards.
you know what I mean? Like
Yeah, and go invisible, of course.
the rewind and shit.
The
Like
rewind, the best ultimate in the game, wasn't even an ultimate.
yeah.
Yeah, okay, okay. Maybe there was Wraith, there was Kalari, there was Countess. Jeez, that must be it for stealth. To be honest, was there anyone else,
Um
or is that really it?
I think that was kind of it.
Maybe that's why. Maybe it's that why. Maybe that's why.
Yeah.
Because
She was pretty unique in her role. She kind of
yeah,
filled a role that not a lot of other characters did.
yeah,
Because keep in
absolutely.
mind, like I would still 100% think of Wraith as like pseudo stealth. You know what I mean? Not an actual
Mm-hmm.
stealth character, but she was 100% without a doubt.
Stealth.
I would definitely also say like I like a big problem for me with Kalari was like it was never really clear what role she was supposed to fill.
Yeah,
Like because she wasn't a very good mid laner. She didn't have very good sustain for the off lane, and even as a jungler, like I would always like I've always been like kind of sus about assassin junglers. I've
yeah,
always felt like a jungler should be able to like prolong fights at least a little bit in case shit gets kind of nuts. And so her replacement for that is jumping out of the way, right? Or at least that's what it
yeah.
was back in the day. So like I don't know. I always just felt like why would I pick her as a jungler over like Rampage or
Mm-hmm.
Grux? Like what I know, and like I always felt like if someone on my team picked Kalari, I was kind of like, come on, man. Like,
Well, I would say that worst hero in the game for the majority of Monolith and Paragon's lifespan was Iggy. I would
yeah,
say
Iggy,
number two was Kalari. Like
yeah,
that's like actually what I think. Uh, I really didn't think Kalari was very good overall. I just think she was kind of a waste, unfortunately. But I am excited to see what is going to come. And I think I did see somewhere in a Gen chat that apparently Epic Games their intention was for Kalara to be a mid laner, like a
huh?
melee mid. Yeah. But they also intended Greystone to be a melee ADC at the time too. So
That's insane.
that's still like mind boggling, isn't it? That was like his design was meant to be an ADC.
Just a health pool. That's all he is. Like, not even damaging.
Oh my goodness. I just still think that's foolish. Uh
Sincerely, yeah.
Anywho, whatever. So maybe that's what we're gonna see in fall. Maybe we're gonna see a little bit of mid lane Kalari. I'm also really excited to see what the passive is going to be. And the all bearing question: is it the old Kalari alt or the new one?
Hmm. Hopefully not the new one.
Why?
I don't know. I
But that's a
always
global
felt.
alt.
I don't know. I just like kind of felt like a lot of the time, it was a good way to get yourself killed.
You
Like
think so?
it was very easy to misuse that
Yeah.
ultimate.
And it wasn't an execute, which is kind of really weird. You know what I mean?
It probably should have been
Yeah. That's what
like
I'm
if they
thinking.
were like give it like a fucked not a fucked cooldown time, but like I don't know something nuts. Like if someone is less than 40% health, it instantly kills them.
40%.
Yeah, like I'm like cause like
Holy shit.
but like I don't know like it's only one character. It costs mana and like you can't really what you can throw a knife and you can jump out of the way and the melee attack like that's it.
Yeah.
It kind of like I always felt like if you're gonna have an execute ability, I want that shit to be scary. You know what I mean? Like
Don't
Kalari
fall
never really
below.
felt Kalari never really felt scary in the same way that Morigesh did. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like
Oh, yeah, I see what you're saying.
I don't know. I just I feel like an ultimate, especially when it only attacks one character, it has a long cooldown time, and the character itself is designed around assassination. I feel like you should be afraid of having low health around her. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. You
I
know
don't
what?
know.
I think you're making a lot of sense. I think you're making a lot of sense. I can see what you're saying, because in her monolith ult, like, I understand, like, the actual travel range was its best thing. It wasn't. It was more so like not. It was more so about securing the kill. Hopefully you don't
And
get
also, don't get me
CC'd.
started on like, like there's a team fight going on, and then you spawn in base, and then you see an enemy has like really low health, and you're like, oh shit, and then you zoom in, but you accidentally at the last second, the cursor switched to like a different character, and so like you ulted like Steel, and you took away like a 20th of his health, and like Murdoch gets away, and you're like, fuck, and then you literally just die. Like, do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
I do know what you
there
mean.
was so much shit about her kit that just made her not. I never felt confident having Kalari as a teammate, I
Yeah.
guess. But that's why I think if they focus on her being a little bit more lethal in having an effect on fights, or they make her an even better burst, I feel like having something like the old ult, where it's like a dash attack, would be really fucking like cool at least, and
Hmm.
maybe like easier to. It would be less like it'd be less badass, but I feel like it'd be easier to implement into the game.
Yeah, and it
I was gonna say,
also.
with the new kit, do you want to see her being mid lane oriented?
Or do you just want to
It's
see jungle oriented Kalari all over again? Possibly solo. I mean, they're
I don't
never
know.
going to win in solo in a 1v1. But yeah.
I always thought maybe whatever she picked, whatever she becomes, I feel like it's always better when a character is like they're dead set on being one role. It can be
Yeah.
justified, they can be the other, but I don't think it should be like they could be one of three roles. I don't know. I just feel like when you like I'm all for encouraging experimentation in play, but I feel like once a character can fill one of three different roles, either they become not good at doing anything or they become really broken.
Or they become
And
too good at everything.
like a good example is uh I'm back to referencing a phone game that Chandler and I play. I did that
Oh.
many times during the quarantine. But there's a character in the game right now, and his name is Vox, and his like auto special ability increases his like special gauge by like 40%,
Mm-hmm.
or no, by like 40 points, and it maxes out at 20. So like, and then his like first special ability heals everyone and buffs their attack and buffs their defense, and then his ultimate gives everyone 100% crit rate, and his attack damage gets increased like by 100%. So he's essentially a healer, a support unit, and a damage dealer. And it's like everyone in the community complains about him because like if you don't get him, so much stuff is like just so much harder.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
feel like you could also potentially have the issue where you have a character where they could do one of those three different things, but maybe they to like devs trying to balance that character, they end up just making the character not that good at anything in specific.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And so like I always feel like one or two, if they can be flexible between one and two roles, cool. But like the fact that people were like, is she a mid laner? Is she an off laner? Is she a jungle? Like,
Well,
I
it's
don't
kind
know.
of like how with Bellica, like Bellica in a certain moment of fault, maybe now you can still do it. Like Bellica's a mid laner, but you can play her support. You can even play her carry, and you can play her off lane. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
like uh, she's very good at doing basically knocking up and doing damage. Like if she secures that knock up, she basically secures your death.
Yeah.
You know?
And I always wonder is that a good thing? Should a character be that good that like it's like I don't know. I've always thought about that. Like, do you want an environment in a game where there are some characters that if you don't pick them, it's kind of like, what are you doing? And then there's other characters where it's like, what are you doing? Why did you pick them?
Yeah.
I guess to be fair, right now with the small hero pool, like it's kind of those characters have to have multiple roles just to be able to fill it and not have every single team comp be identical.
Absolutely.
Yeah, but I mean, like then.
So that is a little bit of it just right now, of course.
Yeah, I guess. But then, like, are they gonna alter the kits when they have more characters? You know what I mean?
I hope so.
It's still early access, so they can change anything if they want to.
I suppose. Good point.
It's true.
Right now, it's just proof of concept rather than
seeing what works best.
Set in stone.
I'm really hoping Kalari gets to play jungle again. Just because it was just such an it's just
best as a jungle.
Yeah, well, it's just such a nostalgia trip more than anything. Like, I hope her kit just works there. It might not be the best idea, and it might be that you're one less tank, but it'd be nice to see. And I would love to see.
Does the game need another jungler?
And I would love to see her mid lane. I don't think off lane's gonna work. Like, even with her throwing knife to poke, I just don't think it's gonna work. Just like the way I picture her, but we never know what her passive's going to be. We have no idea, so that's kind of exciting. Yep. But I would love to see her mid lane.
I wonder if they would do like a out of combat invisibility.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like double down on the whole stealth factor.
Yeah.
And then just like out of combat for like 15 seconds, you come stealth until your next hit or whatever.
That'd be kind of cool. But wasn't that? Like,
I mean, what?
I was just gonna say, like, how did she go invisible in Paragon? Like, what was her exact?
You activated the ability, and then you were invisible for like 30 seconds until the ability wore off. Then it had a cooldown.
Oh, okay.
I wonder if they'd just switch that ability to something else and make it the passive.
Switch that to her passive, and then give her a brand new ability.
It's hard to say just with like cooldowns and whatnot if like it would be the same amount of time you'd be using that anyways outside of combat. Like you don't necessarily need to be running away from some but I guess that's a bit tactical too. Like if you're running away from combat and then go invisible and then they don't know if you kept running that way or turned around. So, I mean, there's pros and cons to putting it on passive rather than an activated ability, but definitely be interesting to see what they do regardless. I mean, it's Friday coming out, so don't have to dwell on it too long.
Super soon, ladies and gentlemen. Super soon. Oh, I'm so excited. I really am. I'm gonna have to give Kalari a shot. You know, I might have not been a big fan.
You didn't give her a fair shot in Paragon, so you'll have to at least hear with fault.
I'm hoping, I am with Steve. I'm hoping she has her old alt back, just because I feel like it's going to fit in the kit a bit more. You know what I mean? Like, I understand the travel is kind of super fantastically awesome and badass, but like, I just felt like the old alt, the legacy alt there really just fit the kit a bit more. You know,
there's
like
the difference between something being badass and something being practical. You know what I mean? Like, if it's so badass in theory that it ends up not really working a lot of the time, what do you get? No one really picks her, and when you do pick her, people are like, why would you pick her?
Yeah.
So, like, I feel like it's definitely better, especially in a MOBA, a battle arena type game, where the game starts the second the lobby opens. You can't have a character that's like super wishy-washy like that, because I don't know, you can literally entrust people who have no idea how to like effectively do that, like because she's very much hit and run type play, and in a MOBA I feel like hit and run is really tricky for like majority of players.
Well, it's just hard to run.
The ability to defend, the ability to return damage. Is so much.
Do you want to turn your mic up just a little bit?
Is like a lot easier to like.
It's so much better. Oh my gosh!
I have literally 600 different knobs and buttons now that I've got all the.
Well, it was all right at the beginning, and as you started to talk, I think your head started to go away from the mic, and then you just slowly were fading away.
Yeah. So we have Kalari. We know obviously she's gonna have her pass at the classic fault thing. Uh, she's gonna have a kit. Hopefully it's a bit more practical. Hopefully we see the old alt. That'll I think that'll be good. Moving on, we do have the Spook Fest. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are not aware, Fault is doing a Halloween event where they're gonna have discounts, a cool little thing, and a bit of Avatar. I'm not sure if there's a little bit. I'm not sure if there's more or not. Let's find out. Let's find out exactly what it said. Probably should have looked this up before. But let's see. It is Shadowfest 2020 is coming to fall. Okay. Shadowfest is coming to fall. We here at Train Around Shooters love to get in a holiday season, and we're happy to announce a double XP weekend. A few new avatars. Probably shout out to JVQ. I would say he probably did these.
Yes, sir.
Skin discounts on the spooky Halloween. Oh my.
In the mall, are you?
Shadowfest wallpaper. Nice. I'm definitely buying them all. Maybe not Twin Blast. I haven't played Twin Blast once in full. Like, not a single time.
You putting the Narbash wallpaper up for the week?
Oh, 100%. That's confirmed. Like, are you kidding me? Mr. Bash? Like, man, oh man, oh man. Yeah, so that's apparently it. That's all that's coming. Yeah, not too much, but it is still a nice event. You know what I mean? I would love to see if there's a skin coming with that. That would be kind of the really cool thing. But you know, whatever.
I think it would have been really cool if there was like some in-map, just like Easter eggs. Even if they didn't want to theme a whole map, like just throw a couple things in, like a pumpkin here and there or whatever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Have you guys seen?
That'd be cool.
The From the Shadows? Hang on. I gotta show you this. This is it right here.
One down, plenty to follow.
That's so cool.
That was pretty awesome, isn't it? One thing you gotta give Strange Matter Studios. They are good. They are.
The way the emblem pops up now. Like,
yeah.
That shit's so cool, dude.
That's
you
what I'm
definitely
saying.
tell they're refining things.
Yeah, well, they are good with those videos. Like, they are sexy. Like, they are doing a fantastic job with those videos. What I'm really interested in, another thing I just want to mention about the 7th hero there. Well, technically the 3rd hero. But either way, is Kalari going to have an exclusive skin? Are we going to see a skin come in? I'm not sure. I honestly don't know. I could probably find out what the answer is, but like at this moment, I'm not entirely sure. Is she gonna have a skin? Because we are still waiting, unfortunately, on the Grimmix and Decker skins as well for the season pass holders, which will come eventually. They'll be here whenever. No rush, to be honest, as long as they get done. But yeah, we are. I wonder if Kalari's gonna have a skin, and I wonder what it's gonna be. That I'm very interested in. But besides that, let's move on. We do have a new update that literally came out today. I have yet to play the game, unfortunately, on this new update. But I did want to go over it to see what it is. So we got 0.6.4. And we have gameplay. Movement abilities now use a more predictive client-based physics movement system, which should make them feel a lot smoother and carry momentum. We are still actively working on deceleration mechanics for the dash ending, so for the time being, abilities affected by the system will end more abruptly to keep players from going large distances they shouldn't be able to. Twin Blast, Rocket Dash, etc. Recalling now removes stealth. That's really important.
Yeah, that's pretty big.
Yeah. Well, you can't recall as Kalari in stealth mode. Like, come on.
Like no one see you. That's recall in front of people.
So they're trying to make it a bit smoother, the movement system a bit smoother. Just that quality of life bonus. Oh my goodness. Sorry. I had a long day at work,
we're all
guys.
so tired, man. Like,
Listen.
It's been a long week.
I'm not gonna lie. Like after the stream, I'm going to bed. Like I was working on homework before this started, and I was working on homework in the middle of the day.
Oh, Steve, I never told you this. This is so random. So there's a magic box that came out a year ago called Eternal Masters.
Oh, I've heard of it.
They remade Force of Will.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
We stopped playing at the right time.
And they also remade Mana Crypt, Sensei's Divining Top or something. Oh my gosh. They're all
really?
Yeah. Oh yeah. This is crazy. This
didn't you see how much packs are reselling for?
Yeah. Well, it's like $600 for a booster.
Brazy. People going brazy with this one.
Yeah, it's crazy. That's just random. I just wanted to throw that out there because I forgot to tell you. I've been following Magic still, so I'm a nerd. It's not like I've bought anything, but anywho, bug fixes. Fix an issue with the auto run feature changing while typing in the chat box. Fantastic. Fix an issue while looping audio not following its source correctly. Good. Players that die in stealth will now properly respawn outside of stealth. Good.
Dude, a booster box is 600 Canadian.
You thought I was joking. It's foolish.
Wait a second. Did they put? I'm sorry, this is very out of nowhere, but they put Deadright Shaman back in?
They brought it back. Yeah, it was in a standard pack, but it's immediately banned in standard. But yeah, they did remake it.
I was gonna say, like, I remember I pulled a foil one of that, and then it got banned. I was like, damn. Man.
You know what I remember? Having a birthing pod deck, and then it got banned.
I remember you spent so much money on that.
That was still my favorite deck.
A single Eternal Masters booster pack is $26 US.
That's fucked. Anywho,
$35 Canadian.
Yeah. Fix an issue with Orb Prime buff VFX showing players in the shadow plane. Okay, whatever. Minions no longer see and attack players in the shadow plane. Thank goodness. If you're stealth, you probably shouldn't be getting hit. Menu fix an issue causing drop down boxes to show duplicate. Okay. Aspects fix an issue with guaranteed crit not showing the correct floating damage. Okay, so just a visual bug, no big deal. Quantum shift fixed an issue with quantum shift auto attacking when confirming the active cast. Okay, that's fixed an issue with stations and how it interacted with the shadow plane. I actually don't know what this bug is. So something that has to do with stealth and Nirvana Jewel got fixed. Maybe, wait, can you be in the shadow plane and be stealth at the same time? That's the question. Can you be stealth? Wait, that made no sense what I just said.
It just closes your client.
Can you be stealth and be stasis at the same time? That's the question. Boar's basic attacks to turrets now deal the appropriate amount of damage. Fantastic. Boar's critical strikes will now show the correct floating numbers. Okay, whatever. Another visual bug. Countess basic attack to turrets will now deal the appropriate form of damage. Okay, fantastic. Fiction issue with the subjugate not working near walls. Yeah, I actually know exactly what this is. Okay, so basically with Severog, you should be able to lunge your subjugate, like your E ability, your root. But sometimes when a wall's there, it just freaks out and won't let you go forward. I don't understand. You'll move your mouse forward and it just don't go forward. So it's fixed now. Spawn timers have been increased in the late game past the 35-minute mark. Oh my gosh. They increased the spawn timers again. They decreased them. Last patch. They made a maximum 78 seconds. In late game, So now they're going to be even higher again.
Damn.
Hopefully that shortens the game, but like that really, like, I mean, it is late game, but it really feels bad when you have like a 90-second timer. Like, it feels real bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to go out and get rocked again. Like,
Yeah.
you're like, damn, I might as well just disconnect.
And then you got Bloodlust Saber, just the range, whatever. And now we got Decker. Hang on. There's a whack ton of changes for Decker.
She broke the game.
She broke. We got stun duration decreased. Well, I'm sad.
It's a little strange whenever that happens, but decrease it by 0.2 seconds.
Yeah.
Across the board.
I mean, yeah, that's just
Is that noticeable? Is that kind of stuff that noticeable?
I guess so, or I don't know. I don't think so, to be honest, but you never know, I guess. Cooldown increased, so, and also the cooldown went up. So basically, you better hit your stun, or you might be fucked for that team fight, or that kill, or that death, whatever's coming your way. We got the ion boosters, RMB movement speed increased from this. Oh my goodness. Okay, I need to tell you. I'm gonna be honest with you here. Sparrow's Q is still the most waste of an ability I've ever seen in my entire life. Her like rain of arrows, but like Decker's RMB is literally second, and like so you jump in the air like you used to in Paragon, but the map doesn't have as many jump spots. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In Fault, and then it gives you the speed boost, which feels like almost nothing, unfortunately, because the speed. I don't know if it's maybe that the speed boost starts right away, or maybe it's only when it ends, but it just feels weird. I don't know exactly how to put it. So hopefully this fixes it. Hopefully makes it a bit. It obviously made it better, but hopefully it like feels like an ability worth using. You know what I mean? Like you're not just wasting mana. Mana cost change from 50 at all levels to this much. Okay, so it now costs less, costs more depending on the level. They made the fence bigger. They made her R bigger. As if it wasn't big enough. Steve liked your photo. Yeah. And then we got Gideon. His cooldown increased from 8 at all levels to this. So his Q now is an 8 at all levels. Actually, I didn't realize Gideon's Q was 8 seconds at all levels. That's kind of... Do you guys find that weird when like this... when one ability has the same cooldown at all levels? Like, is that just me?
It is kind of peculiar.
Like, I don't know. Like
when an ability is, I guess, maybe intrinsic to the character, it kind of makes sense.
Like, what do you mean?
Like, that's like a pretty important piece of their kit.
Yeah.
But I feel like, I don't know. I guess I can rationalize it easier to make it different at levels, especially if it gets stronger and stronger. Like, it kind of sucks if a character is just one ability.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yeah. It's just weird because I feel like in the early game, like it's supposed to be you throw the one rock. You know what I mean? Not you throw a rock. You throw a rock, or you just spam your Q ability level so that it just does more damage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like little stuff like that. Then you got torn space, increased range, cooldown increased. Okay, whatever. So just buff and a nerf. Chimera, passive regen went up. Kai sucks, man. Kai's always gonna suck. Like, I don't even know how else to put it. Amp damage increased. Holy guacamole, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah, holy crap.
95 to 190. Holy shit. Okay. Physical power scaling increased from 40% to 60%, so just a bit better there. Cooldown increased on his RMB, and ranged increase, so he can now jump at you farther. Passive stacks gained upon cast increased from 4. Okay, So basically you gain more. Very good. Wait, you can start with 20 stacks just for hitting your R button? Hang on a second. That's a lot. That's a lot of health. But you have to keep swinging, so I guess. His march, Narbash's march is increased, thanks sweet baby Jesus. The one thing I don't like about Narbash's march ability is like it just feels so bad level 1 and 2 and 3. Like it feels like it's never good until level 4. You know what I mean? And like even at and like look, it's like 3% difference from level 3 to 4. You know what I mean? So I'm glad to see it increased. I'm never gonna argue with a Narbash buff. His E health regen changed. Oh, it's less in the early game, but more in the late game. Okay. Energy power scaling increased from blah 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 to blah blah blah. Okay. Awesome. Mana cost reduced. Mana cost reduced. Only in the early game. Okay, whatever. That doesn't really matter. Energy power scaling reduced. So, you're not getting poked out by Muriel in the early game. Muriel is able to poke you out in the early game to where you literally just lose lane completely. Like, absolutely just get pummeled. So I'm glad to see this little change. What? You don't think that? Interesting. Mana reduced. Just a little small change. Mana reduced, okay. And cooldown increased at all ranks from 8 to an actual cooldown. Fantastic. So it doesn't seem like it's really that big of a... It doesn't seem like it's that big of an update. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just a little small thing. Nothing really more to it. What do you guys think? Do you think it's gonna do you guys think it's gonna help? Do you think they got do you think it's gonna be good balancing? Like when you just look at it on paper? Because like I haven't had the chance to play it, unfortunately, this new update.
It's
right?
I mean, it's starting to sort of seem like I don't know. I like when they make a lot of changes to stuff and not like big changes. It's more so like addressing a number of things in one update because it feels a bit more like a lot of the game is being addressed. Especially with it being early access, I feel like it's usually pretty good to have a lot of work being done.
I agree. And a Creed in the chat there says it does make the game feel better. And that's what you want to hear, right? If your majority of people say that does make it feel better. And like it doesn't look like it's a negative. Like when you just read it, it looks like it's just a bunch of bug fixes and then a bit of balancing. And so everyone's really worried more so about the balance, I would assume. Or at least I'm more interested in that. And it looks like the balance is small yet nothing major. But it seems like it could be just enough to make the hero feel good to play. The last thing you want is a hero that just doesn't feel good to play because, But they haven't really changed Sparrow's Q very much. Like, they've buffed it here and there, but, like, it's still terrible. You know what Sparrow's Q is good for?
What?
Popping this fucking bubble you see on the screen. That's it. That's it. Like, it's literally, like... Wow.
Yeah.
It's never been a good ability, though. It's always been pretty bad, but I think it's terrible now.
True.
Okay, so we got that. Oh, sorry, guys. I'm just so tired. I just got home from work, and then I hopped on the stream there. So we have that. So we have the 0.6.4 hotfix. What else did we get today? What else did we get? We got the shadow date. So we got the official date that Kalari is coming out. Not sure if you guys can hear that. We'll just pull it up right quick. It's only an 8-second video. Awesome. Once again, Strain Matter Studios, you got some really good videos going for you. Like absolutely fantastic. And there has been some rumors. I saw it in Gen Chat. I saw it here and there. There has been some stuff about maybe there's a third announcement today. Whether that's going to happen or not, I have no idea. I have no idea what it would be about as well. So I'm actually really excited. And I was trying to think what it would be. So I think the most obvious answer is that it's just the hero kit reveal.
Yeah.
But I was thinking, like, what if it's not? What if it's the 0.7 update, for example?
Ooh.
Like, what can we expect in 0.7? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because, wait, isn't Kalaria would be a part of 0.7? Okay, so maybe it's not that. Maybe it's...
Crunch is in the game.
Yeah, right.
They put crunch in the game.
Or maybe that's when we're going to see, as Chandler was saying earlier, maybe we're going to see a little bit of a Halloween map. We're going to see a little bit of a Halloween map.
That'd be cute.
That would be awesome. I actually really love events like that, and I really think they're just really good when it comes to like making money and keeping your fan base engaged and all that stuff. Like that's why Fortnite and like Rocket League and like even Call of Duty now, like they all have different seasons. You know what I mean? Because those seasons keep people refreshed. Keep a game that you play day in and day out that is essentially the same, different. You know what I mean? Keep it feeling fresh. I don't know how else to put it really. You know, no one wants to eat the stale pizza. Everyone wants to eat the fresh pizza.
Give me a new pizza pie.
Even though I would argue, you know, pizza might taste a bit better 2 days after. Like, and no matter what you say, Pizza Town is the best pizza to this day. Unrivaled. No one knows what we're talking about. But yeah, shout out to Pizza Town if you're ever going to watch. Probably not, but that's okay.
Shout out to Pizza Town in the chat, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Pizza Town.
In the chat. Can we get a pog in the chat, man?
Okay, guys. Why this story is weird is because we grew up in a place called Lower Sackville. So yes, we are talking about your generals, number one. Like, I don't know why it's named that. There's also a middle and upper Sackville, like, and I'm not over exaggerating. IMOS, in my opinion, has a beat. I'm not.
IMOS? Is that pizza? Are you talking about pizza?
Wait, is IMOS a place? Like, is that some like American thing like I don't know of?
It's the name of pizza.
Watch Van Badness. Let's do it.
Yeah, man. Well, I've never tried it, so I suppose both of us are at a bit of a stalemate until we both try.
IMOS is the name of the pizza. Okay, so this is the story. So we grew up in a place called Lower Sackville. Me, EssayRead, GottaGetSwole. And there's 30,000 people in this town. Like that's the approximate population here, and it's basically one. Like, there's Glendale, there's Cobequid, and then there's Sackville Drive, and like that's it. Like that, it feels like other roads don't exist. Nothing's on Glendale. It's just like a freeway. Cobequid is where all the buses go, and it's also where Pizza Town is. And there's like one Tim Hortons, and I think there's like a morgue as well. Anywho, whatever. And then there's Sackville Drive. Listen, everyone in Nova Scotia comes to Sackville to eat for one of two things: to buy a car, used or brand new, or to get to pizza. Because there's at one point, this was years ago, I think there was legitimately 10 pizza places, 10 pizza restaurants on Sackville Drive itself. And you guys need to understand, like, Sackville Drive is what, like a 7-minute drive at 50 kilometers an hour? Like, that's it.
Especially if you're considering the amount of stoplights on it.
Yeah, like, that's it. You know what I mean? And, like, so like the left side is literally like all cars, and the right side's like all pizza places. One of them's a front for a drug business, I'm pretty positive, especially when on Christmas Eve they were open at 4 a.m.
Yeah. I think he just didn't celebrate Christmas, but whatever.
Ah, man, we saw people go in there and everything. That was weird.
Yeah, rolling up.
Yeah. But, like, so this is the place. This is like, if you want good pizza, this is where you come. We are the home of the donair down here. And so long story short, because there's like 10 to 12 pizza places in Sackville alone, we truly, truly believe Pizza Town is the best. Like,
True.
with wholeheartedly believe. Because most...
Without a shadow of a doubt.
I remember when they had their poutine pizza. Do you remember that?
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that.
It also might be because when we were teenagers, they used to give us free pizza all the time. Yeah, that could also be a reason. But who knows? Okay, enough pizza talk. This is what we talked about so far, ladies and gentlemen. For everyone that has recently tuned in, we have talked about the 7th hero. It is obvious it is Kallari. What the kit might be, if we can expect an exclusive skin when Kallari is released, or even a skin at all, because it is an additional, right? An additional hero. Is it going to be the old Kallari alt, the legacy alt from Paragon, or the monolith alt? As well as the recent update that did come out today. Of course, Spookfest, we went over that. I thought there was going to be a bit more to that, but unfortunately there wasn't. And as well, there's rumors about a 3rd announcement today, and that's where we are now. So this might go on for a little bit. This might go on for a lot of it. But 3rd announcement, I think it's going to be probably Kallari's hero kit reveal.
Yeah.
But
in a skin, maybe.
Yeah, and maybe a skin. But I would love to like see. Maybe we'll get like a little tease, like a little taste of the things to come with Kallari.
I'm not joking. If it's Crunch, I'm not playing anything else but Fault. Like, I will scream. It could be so out of left field.
They just randomly announce Crunch. You really think you'd be that happy?
I'd scream. I'd be mind blown. I feel like I'm the only person that wants him. Myself and
you know what? I thought you were the only person that wanted Crunch, but the more and more people I talk to, the more and more popular Crunch is. Like, I think
he could have been the mascot, man.
Like I really think that there's it's a popular hero.
He just gives me like Claptrap vibes, Pathfinder vibes, like, you know what I mean? Like if they had given him an actual voice, he could have been big, man. Cause I don't know, it's just like, because he's a brawler.
Hang on, did you know that like there's actually voice? So in the free assets, there's actually like voice acted lines for every hero, but they were just never in Fault or never in Paragon. Every hero. And they're in the free assets. So maybe we might be able to actually see some Crunch voice. But apparently it was like very poorly voice acted. So that's why they never added them into Paragon. But like Epic made it happen. They did do it, Yeah. I think, I don't know, man. I just like, now this was months ago now, right? Like we're talking 6 months ago now. But like we were told back then that like the chance of Crunch coming in the game was in early access was very slim. But since then, a lot of stuff has changes. It feels like everything's done a 180 and then a backflip and then another 180. You know what I mean? And Fault. So who knows? I really think it's a possibility now. I think all you Crunch fans should make your voice loud, because I think it's possible. I really do. I really think it's possible. And I'm excited to see. And on that note, final thing I want to mention, it's Crunch time. Ooh, Alfredo with the pun. Alfredo with the pun.
I think, and like, I feel like Crunch has like the most meme potential too. Like with the name like Crunch, I don't know. It's just like, what does Crunch do? He punches. Like, that's it. Like that's perfect.
What if one of his I just want to say, I guarantee one of his voice lines are probably, it's Crunch time, or something like that.
It's Crunch time.
And that's why Epic never used it in Paragon.
Yeah, like I kind of like. I hope it's not cringe. If they make my boy cringe, I'll be so mad. I'll be like, take him out of the game. Take me out, coach.
No, you won't. No, you won't. You'll survive a bad voice acting or two.
Nightmare.
Can you imagine? Take the whole hero out of the game just because of one bad line. Yeah, but you never know. Like, and why we're bringing this up is because it does bring us to, like, we do have the 7th hero, aka 3rd hero, coming into early access, but 7th because it is an extra. How about a sneeze? Okay, I think I'm good. But what does that mean for the 4th and 5th hero? You know, the 2 scheduled season pass holder heroes. Are those coming this month? I'm not sure. Is it next month? It might be. They're still within their time frame to say either or. So the original time frame says October, like just the month of October, right? Like could be October 31st if they wanted it to be. But with the delay of the first 2 heroes of Grim and Decker, if that pushed the whole schedule back as well, which I assume it would, then we are talking November, right? So that's what's kind of interesting to me. Are the next 2 heroes, is it this month or is it going to be next month? You know, it's something to think about. It's something to look forward to. It might, you never know, it might be November 31st before we see, I don't know, Crunch. Well, because we're talking about Crunch in the game. Who knows? Wait. Hypothetically, Steve, if Crunch was to come into the game, who would be the 2nd hero that would have to come with him? Because they come in pairs in Fault.
Who would come with Crunch?
Yeah.
Is Howitzer in the game?
Did you just say Aurora?
Aurora? Yes, my favorite and least favorite character. Let's go. Yeah, I guess I'll go with Aurora. Honestly, like, I don't know. Like, I like, who's a good character that matches Crunch's energy? Like, maybe like Revenant, because Crunch is kind of like goofy looking and Revenant is like horrifying.
Ooh, we see Aurora. Phase, I think that'd be really interesting, actually, if we saw
and
Phase.
They could market them as like 2 characters that work really well, because they do, honestly. Like, because she can help keep Crunch.
You know, yeah. What I was thinking, what if this was Morgash? She's officially announced, man. It could be. Because, like, let's put it this way. If Morgash isn't in this batch coming up, she's in the next.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's another way to look at it, right? So I think there's a high potential it could be Morgash. Actually, well, if you're a betting man, you could say Morgash is in the next, because obviously she's confirmed. But, like, yeah, if hypothetically Crunch was to come to the game, man, Aurora. I'm gonna be honest, Deaf God. I've never been a fan of Aurora. Steve has never been a fan of Aurora. EssayRead.
I've been a Aurora hater.
For kind of the same reason, but not really.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Deaf God. I'm sorry.
SMH.
Listen, we were noobs. We didn't know what Stasis Gem was at the time. And that all hurt. Okay? That all hurt. And then the way she used to be able to just block your minions, basically
Richter.
stack.
Richter would be another good one, maybe, to come in with Crunch.
Ooh, Crunch and Richter?
And Richter's like a nightmare.
That's actually mind-blowing. I would love for it to be Crunch and Richter.
Yeah. Like, and Richter, I feel like, is another really iconic character to Paragon. Because, like, it's honestly a style of character I have never seen that often in MOBAs, like a torturer character.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, staple.
He has been a staple. Like, everyone loves, like, even in League of Legacy, right? Like, I did not say that right, but you all know what I meant. These chain heroes that like pull people in they are always loved by the fans, by the players of whatever MOBA it is. And Richter is literally the only hero that does that, or something similar. In Fault. Well, I mean, I guess there's FaZe. FaZe kind of does something like that. And yeah, I would love to have Richter. I love playing Richter in Paragon. I thought he was one of the most fun heroes in the game. I was very bad with Richter. But I did enjoy playing him quite a bit. Steve, you got anything else?
No, I think that's good.
I think that's it. I mean that's about, an hour 40 minutes. Not anything major, not anything minor.
Nice little check-in.
Ladies and gentlemen, we did have to start this really, really late. It is 10:35 p.m. where I live currently. So because of that, we do have to cut them shorter. We just have to. Like life is just kind of getting a bit busier.
All the quarantine is breaking, where we all live. So we're back to life and
so essentially where we live, well, besides New Brunswick, they're about to be kicked out of the bubble because they've been acting up recently. But before New Brunswick, which like last week got like a gazillion cases in a day, we had one COVID case per 1.8 million people where we live. That's it. So because of that, we were in what was called the Atlantic bubble. Everyone in the bubble can travel back and forth. There's 4 provinces in Canada there. And all that stuff. So because of that, everything's basically back to normal where we are. But last week New Brunswick had like 17 cases one day, and they've had like another 50 or something since then. So New Brunswick's kind of off the going wild and crazy right now. But long story short, in Newfoundland where I live, like you have to wear you have to wear a mask, but that's it. Like everything else is the same now. Nova Scotia, I'm not sure. What is it like? Is that pretty much all it is where you are too, Steve?
Yeah, we're chilling. I think we have 2 cases.
So
neither of them are like lethal.
Now that the world's opening up, university started. We got part-time university, and we do a full-time job and a little bit of another job on the side. Yeah. So,
but still want to keep showing up every week for you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be doing this every week as usual. If you did catch it, because it is a bit of a shorter stream, make sure to watch it on our YouTube, or you can watch it on our Twitch channel. It will be there for everyone to watch. Yeah. And next week, all I know is on Wednesday, I work 4 p.m. to midnight where I am, which is 2:30 p.m. to 10:30 p.m. Eastern. So I am pretty confident it won't be on Wednesday next week. We are looking at Tuesday, but we do have to talk it over. We're going to make it happen, okay? Like, even if it's an hour again, we're going to do it because we want to continue to do it. So it's going to happen. So we'll let you guys know. We always put it up on Twitter, of course, and on all our socials when we are scheduling the next journal. We haven't moved from Wednesdays in a while. Alfredo, about Fallcast, I'm not entirely sure. I do know I had a discussion about them that their lives got really busy. And I just haven't heard from them since, really. They're awesome. I hope whenever they come back, I'm going to be super excited to watch what they have to say, because just as simple as that. Thank you for everyone that tuned in. As usual, we like to ask you to stay because we always do raid someone at the end of the stream, and we always end it with one final song. So let's get the song started while we get the raid going. And then, yeah.
Have a good week, guys.
What's the song? What's the song going to be?
Guys and gals.
And I've been chilling, watching the
And what not a flippy flop though. This is Stranger or Big Moose. Thank you for everyone that tuned in. This is the Faultarian Journal, episode number 17, aka the 7th. This was Stranger, GottaGetSwole and EssayRead. Unfortunately, Norweginator could not join us this week. I'm sure he will join us sometime in the future. Thank you for everyone that tuned in. We love you all. We do this because of you guys. We love talking to you. We love having you guys listen in. So, let's find a streamer.